So I have a few thoughts that I want to share. It's only a perspective. I'm not here to give you any kind of a philosophy or a teaching. I am here to offer a perspective for all of us to reflect on, contemplate on. And in the beginning of this year, what I want to share is that continuity is not mandatory. So that is the bottom line of all that I'm going to say today, and hopefully all of you are able to um, resonate with me, and we can go through a process as an extension of this idea. Continuity is not mandatory. Everything that continues needs to be a mindful choice that we make. It needs to be intentional. Who I was yesterday, what I did yesterday, how I thought yesterday, how I felt yesterday, the stories that I have in my mind about what has happened to me yesterday. And when I say yesterday, I mean the past, wherever, as far back in the past that we go. All that I carry in my mind as who I am is not a given, it is a choice. And it comes into our today and extends to our tomorrow simply because we have not been conscious. And therefore, the choice is made for us. We have not paused, possibly. I'm not saying that all of us don't do it. Maybe there are some of us who are able to do it. But this is the theme that came to my mind that I wish to talk about in 2025, as at the start of 2025. There is no static, defined, crystallized version of me that is bound to continue year after year, flow along with me year after year, simply because that is who I have been in the past. That is who I was last year. That is who I was when I was growing up. It continues to be that way and ends up being my present and possibly goes into my future because I have not recognized that this is a choice that I am capable of making. And when I have not made that choice, then the choice is made for me because I'm carrying in my mind the idea of a continuous me. So when we speak about our life and when we look at the narrative of our life, we see it as a continuum. And the assumption is, therefore, it will continue. So if I have been a certain kind of a person last year, if I've been a certain kind of a person for the most part of my years, the assumption I make is, yeah, I'm going to be like this today and tomorrow. There are certain parts of me that's going to continue. But every part of me, however, the truth is that every part of me, if I'm able to make a mindful choice, then I will choose to keep what I wish to keep. And I can choose to drop what I wish to drop. I am not obliged to carry any part of me into my tomorrow. So maintaining continuity is an unexamined idea about how life works. So I'm going to repeat this. Maintaining continuity, expecting our tomorrow to be an extension of yesterday, is the outcome of an unexamined assumption. It is not a must. There is no compulsion from life that I have to maintain continuity. We often use continuity as synonymous with stability. So if life has to be stable, if I have to have a stable life, it has to be continuous. It has to consistently be a certain way. Sure, consistency is desirable, but is it a choice? Have I chosen that this portion of my life I am going to keep because this part of my life works for me the way it is? And there are parts of my life that do not work for me. And I have the choice to not be that way tomorrow. I am not obliged to be nice to someone. I'm not obliged to be angry to someone. I'm not obliged to behave in a certain way with someone simply because that is the way I have been all these years or all this time or whole of last year or whole of last month. So, this process of who I am is a process of regular examination for us to have a whole, fulfilling life experience. It needs to be examined regularly. So, this is what I wanted to bring to our awareness today and create a space for all of us to reflect on what are those parts of me which I'm feeling obliged to continue to be simply because I'm expected to be that way. I can speak about my story simply to give you an example, and I'm sure each one of us has our own, we all have our own examples. I was considered to be a very non confrontative, soft spoken person. So my family used to affirm this version of me to me. Oh, but she never picks up a quarrel. She will never fight. She never gets angry. She's always peace loving. She always gets along with everybody. So this was affirmed. This version of me was affirmed by everyone around me. And beyond a point, I lost the difference between what they think of me and what I'm feeling. So if I'm not fitting into what I have heard of me, then I would bend myself out of shape to keep maintaining that impression of a peace loving, calm, non confrontative person. Even though there might be occasions where I'm not feeling so peaceful inside and I want to say something that might be a confrontation. This is a very broad example so that I'm able to put across to you what I'm referring to. There are many very gross and subtle ways in which we do this to ourselves, assuming that we do not have a choice or assuming this is the way life works. So, what I want to bring to our awareness today is life does not work like this. It may be so only because we have not chosen to do it differently. This is not the truth about who we are. We are not carved out of stone. We are not accountable in that sense to somebody saying, oh, I was not an angry person. Now I have become an angry person. Now I have to explain to somebody. I have to justify to somebody. Okay, I'm using these emotions and these words very broadly simply to communicate the essence of what I'm trying to say here. So I thought we can use this opportunity today to reflect, review. Review, the timeline is of your choice. It could be the whole of 2024. It could be those parts of 2024 that were particularly challenging or demanding. Or it could be the whole of your life, the major part of your life. So I will guide you through a very simple meditative process where we will review the year that has gone by. Consider, bring to your mind one or a maximum of two situations where it was extremely challenging for you because of the way you felt inside you. Circumstances could have been anything, but the impact is on the self, right? So, whatever happens on the outside, the impact is on the self, the self experiences the impact. So, what are those one or two times when you were impacted in a way that you wish to revisit, review it? What do you think is the wisdom that you could take from that experience and keep with you? What could be the emotions, the emotional residue that need not be carried forward? I want to add one more idea here before we get into this process. Most of you here, many of you here are familiar with my work. I see all familiar names. So I'm making an assumption that most of you are already familiar with my work. So what I'm about to say is not completely new to you. Our life, our reality is a faithful reflection of the contents of our mind. Our reality, our life experience is a faithful reflection of the contents of our mind. And every opportunity we get, therefore, to connect to ourselves in our own mind space and reflect on what is it that I'm carrying in my mind that is going to show up in my reality tomorrow as my life. So that is what we're going to do here. Review, reflect, let go of what you don't need to continue. You are not obliged to continue, and create space for inviting a vision that is aligned with your aspirations for yourself. Very simple intention. Are you ready to begin? Yes. Yes. I think it helps. I'm told that the bandwidth is not very strong, so it helps that so many of you are off videos. But I so wish that I can see every one of you here. So maybe after I'm done speaking, then I will request all of you to turn on your cameras and I can get to see you. But those of you who have your videos on, thank you. It helps me also to connect and center, and all the people here who are with me. Shall we begin? Yes, I'm going to guide you through a very simple process. This is about you, it's about your life, it's about reviewing your experiences and giving yourself the best chance to create the life of your choice, create experiences of your choice. Yes? Okay, so let's begin. Yeah, I just want to add here, sorry. I just want to add here that the charts that were chosen for today are completely aligned with this intention, every one of them. We have emptied ourselves into that fire, cleansed ourselves of all that we are carrying that is toxic, that which is mental, emotional, physical toxins. We have cleansed our inner environment, and we have prepared ourselves to receive something completely new, fresh, healthy, life affirming. Yeah. So let's begin. I request all of you to take a moment to find a position that is comfortable so that your body does not distract you. So lean back, sit comfortably, adjust your position if you need to. Please close your eyes, signaling to the mind that you are no longer focused on what's happening outside you. You wish to focus on what's happening inside you. So when we close our eyes, we are signaling this to our mind. Please close your eyes. Let's begin by gathering the mind, pulling it back from all the distractions, from all the preoccupations, and bringing the mind to where the body is. So let us begin with that intention. Consciously drop all preoccupations, distractions. and bring your entire focus to your breath, because your breath is always with your body. So bring your entire focus to your breath. Observe your body breathing. Let us now invite a powerful, wise witness to this process that we are about to engage with. So bring to your mind whatever you consider as the absolute source of wisdom, power, and compassion. A witness who has the highest knowledge, who has the power to facilitate and assist you in your process, and who has the compassion to be by your side as you engage with this process. This witness could be your Ishta Devata, a god or a goddess that you connect to and resonate with effortlessly. The witness could be the sun. The witness could be your idea of this universal consciousness, maybe just a source of light. Very consciously connect to this source. Visualize or imagine its presence with you right now. In this moment, there is nowhere else to go. There is nothing else to do. You are preparing for the year to come. You are preparing for life. Invite this intelligence, experience the presence of this divine consciousness, probably as a form of light that surrounds you completely. See yourself completely covered by the light from the source. From this moment on, trust that you will be guided. You're completely safe. I will count back from 5 to 1. As I reach the count of 1, hold this intention that you wish to connect to one experience that you have had in the year that has just gone by, that is still not closed in your mind. It could be a challenging experience, it could be an intense experience. An experience that you wish to bring to a close today. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you are being held by this divine intelligence, this divine consciousness, revisit that experience. Go over the instances, the conversations, the entire situation. Hold this intention that you are consciously choosing not to continue to carry this experience as a part of your narrative. So before you let it go, you are revisiting this to say what could have happened through this that I can keep with me as a gift. As challenging, as emotionally intense or demanding it might have been. What is the gift that I have received? The presence of that divine intelligence will give you the eyes to see what you may not have seen until today. May give you a perspective that you did not have before today. If I were to look at my life knowing that feeling like a victim is a perspective, what if I drop that perspective? and review my life, review these situations as gifts. What are the gifts? You could move on from this one experience to other if there are more than one. What are the gifts? What are the pearls that I want to pick up before I let this go? I am an aspect of that divine consciousness inherent within me is the power and the wisdom that I associate with the divine. If I were to take the location of that divine consciousness, if I were to forego my identity as a victim, what are the gifts of the year that has gone that I wish to pick up today? I wish to offer to you the one common gift that we all have, that we have survived those challenges and we are all here to make a fresh beginning. The gift of hope, the gift of courage, the gift of resilience, the gift of strength. All of this has been tested, and I'm here today to make a fresh start. Having had a sense of all the gifts, I would like us all to consciously pick on one narrative, one toxic emotion, one toxic thought, one toxic narrative, one identity that is toxic, that I will drop consciously right now. This version of me, this story about me, this narrative about who I am need not continue, and I choose to drop it today. I'm going to take you through a very short creative visualization process. Please visualize in front of you a fire, like a havan. For those of us from India, we all understand the term havan. For those of us who are joining from other parts of the world, please visualize a fire almost like a bonfire, but a small one, and consciously allow this toxicity that you have identified, surrender it to the fire. Surrender it. You're not destroying it. You're not angry about it. You're not judging it. You are surrendering it with this intention. I choose to let go of this identity. I choose to let go of this narrative. this version of myself need not continue. And as this part of you is offered into the fire with an attitude of surrender, visualize, imagine, experience your inner environment clearing up of that energy. Experience yourself as opening up to receive. Bring to your mind those parts of you that you wish to affirm and continue to keep with you. One, two, three parts of you, three qualities, three aspects, three ideas of who you are that you wish to preserve, you wish to nourish, strengthen. It is a mindful choice that you're making. I will continue to be, and complete that sentence for yourself. And what would you like to invite in addition to what you are already holding, in addition to what you wish to keep? What else would you like to invite? What quality, what attribute, what value? Please trust that whatever you aspire to be, you will become. Whatever you aspire to be, you will become. What is the vision of yourself that you wish to become? I'd like you to take your attention to your inhale, and with every inhale, draw that version of you. Visualize or imagine this version of you emanating from the divine and flowing into you with every inhale. One breath at a time, visualize it, experience it coming alive inside you. Stay with this process until you feel complete. I surrender to the fire in front of me, that version of me that has brought me gifts, but I no longer wish to carry. I surrender that part of me into the fire with gratitude. I invite this new version of me with complete trust that it will be me. All those qualities, all those attributes, all those values. Before we end the process, let us bring to our awareness that continuity is not mandatory, continuity is not unavoidable. Everything that I choose to continue to be is because I have chosen for it to continue. May this awareness stay with me, stay with each one of us through this year. May we be able to reflect, review, and recreate the best version of ourselves as we go through this year. Continue to create the best version. Continue to reflect. Continue to review. Before we end, I'd like you to connect to yourself and experience this new energy that you've invited into you, this version of you that you wish to be. Experience that energy inside you and trust. If you choose to be, you will be whatever it is that you have chosen. Please mindfully close the fire that you have created in front of you with gratitude. Let us reconnect to the divine guidance that we received, the source of that guidance, the witness that we invited. May that intelligence be by our side every step of the way. May we receive guidance from that source every step of the way. Please know that you can repeat this process, very, very simple process, as often as you feel the need to. When you feel complete, you may open your eyes. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you very much. Very, very, very happy New Year to everyone. Lovely to see you all. Yes. Lovely to see so many of you. Love seeing faces. Look forward to meeting you again sometime during the year today, this year as well. All the very best. Bye. It's a little difficult for me to focus on the screen and here. So, yeah. Okay. Bye. I'm going to be logging out. Yeah. Bye. Happy New Year.